Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It is an absolutely beautiful day today. I think that it's gonna be a really nice one. So I thought, why not do a morning chores video? Again, I don't want to do these too frequently because I don't want them to get too repetitive. However, we have implemented a couple different things here in the last week that have made my life a little bit easier with the chores, and we have baby bunnies to check on. So I figured y'all would want to see their growth, progress, and everything. So we'll get started with the pigs today. A couple of them are out, so let's go ahead and get over here and unplug the fence. You'll have to excuse all of our weeds and overgrownness. I would love to say that we stay on top of mowing and weed eating all summer long, but that is far from the truth. We kind of share a mower with Dirk's dad. It seems like whenever, sorry for the bad lighting. It seems like whenever one of us gets a good mower, the other person's breaks down. So we've just been kind of swapping back and forth with him, with his mower. So let's check on these pigs. Good morning, Stripey Doo.
What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Yeah, I got the fence off. Hi, Red. Good morning. Good morning.
Red, you let me touch you. He's really started to get better, especially with Dirk. He's been the slowest to come around to us. I mean, and he's not scared of us necessarily. He just doesn't really like the petting attention as much as the other ones right now. But I think he's starting to come along, and I think he's starting to get it. But some very good, exciting news, try to get out of the shade, is that now that the weather's finally started warming up, I think that 2 nights ago was really going to be our last cold night down in the 30s, hopefully. So yesterday, day before yesterday, I was able to get our hoses finally set back up. And during the winter in the past, we've had several issues with the hoses and the lines and everything, and of course with freezing temperatures. So we always unplug all of our hoses right before winter starts, and we wait until it warms up again. So this means no more carrying buckets or using Cali Alley to get water buckets down here for the pigs. We have the hose ran straight to their water bucket. So, what do you know? What are you guys fighting? Huh? Play fighting?
What do you think? What do you think, buddy?
Watch out, Stripey. Oh. I hear some movement from inside. Looks like the boss might be waking up. Mario's still asleep. He's usually the last to come out. Come on out, Mario. I hear you in there. And Red and Stripey, they're both starting to put on weight pretty nicely. It's pretty obvious Mario and Luigi were older pigs when we got them. And I believe their locker date is next month, early next month. So we've got about another month to grow Mario and Luigi. And then I'm not sure, I don't think we have a locker date yet for Red and Stripey. He's running. He's running now, but Luigi, oh, buddy, careful. Luigi loves being sprayed with the hose. He will walk up underneath the mist spray and try and drink the water. But it's very nice now that I have the hose down here, so I can actually make them their own little mud holes to come and lay in when it gets hot and everything outside. If you don't know much about pigs, they don't sweat normally like most animals do, and they burn really easily actually. So here where we have them, that won't be an issue. As you can see with the trees putting on all their leaves, they're pretty much going to be shaded most of the summer, but it's still going to get hot, and they like to get in the mud to cool off. So it's really convenient having the hose down here. That way I don't have to tote even more buckets down here just to get them mud holes. So, Stripey, are you waking up your big brother? Are you gonna go wake up Mario? And they're still loving their back scratchers, side scratchers, ear scratchers, butt scratchers. What? Is your brother finally waking up? Mario. Come on out, big guy. It's breakfast time. Luigi. Well, you know, buddy, you are filthy. You are filthy. Where's Mario? Well, Mario came out and went straight to the feed bucket. Look at this big old boy. Mario, you don't even come and say good morning. You just go straight to the feed. Good pig. Red. And you can see Red is really starting to get a little length to him, so that's nice. Mario. Hey. What's up? I haven't brought him any cookies in a while, so he's probably a little butthurt. Buddy. Well, I guess maybe it's a good thing I didn't take you to the meat birds today. It was quite an ordeal. I had 2 hanging feed dishes in there, feed bowls in there, if you haven't watched any of the previous chore videos. Well, the plastic on one of them had started kind of chipping off. Well, it was doing fine. And I can't remember if it was last night or if it was this morning when I was on the way down to the barn. Mama Bear's memory is not so great, but I heard a commotion in there, not thinking anything of it, and well, the plastic had finally, that had started to chip, had finally given in, and so that feeder came crashing down. Well, the other hanging feeder that I have in there doesn't like to gravity feed for some reason, even though there's nothing blocking the little holes for it to flow through. Whenever the chickens get the feed eaten from around the dish, it won't fall through anymore. So I had to kind of Frankenstein between 2 different feeders to make them another one that will hopefully work out a little bit. So I'm over here with Blue, with my little isolated chicken. I've got to get this. Now, darling, you pooped all in your water dish, sweetie. Nice, sweetheart. And we're gonna get this, the A-frame moved a little bit today to get her some fresh grass. She's got plenty on the back half there, but if you watched my last chores video, oh, sorry, sweetie. She's lost her eyesight. So she's perfectly healthy in every other aspect. She's laying me eggs. She doesn't have mites. She doesn't have lice. I know, darling. I'm sorry. But she's lost her eyesight. So I actually think that I'm going to... I know, sweetheart. Here, I'll go start getting you some fresh water. How about that? Let me go get this poop cleared off. Poor thing. I've actually kind of toyed around with the idea of moving my 3 broody banties down into the A-frame with her. I was thinking about, I mean, it doesn't really matter if I put in a roost pole. Blue won't be able to see it to jump up to it. And the broody girls, they're not going to want to leave their nesting boxes to hop up on it in the night. So the bench that I have in there for her that has her food and water under it, that's just to protect it from rainwater if it rains, and for her to have somewhere to get up under. Well, we do have an extra tarp now that we cleaned out part of the barn, so I think I might see if Dirk won't want to throw that tarp over the A-frame with me to have full coverage, and then make 3, well, I don't even need to make, we have some metal. I think there's 3 or 4 holes in each of the boxes for nesting boxes that we were going to put into our next hoop coop. And we still will use those for that. But I think I might put one of those in the A-frame. Go ahead and reach out to our friend that does have fertilized eggs, get 2 or 3, and go ahead and move the banties into the A-frame with blue there, and go ahead and just let them hatch out some chicks, or at least try to. It would free up the nesting boxes down in our coop. A lot of times we'll have 2 of them, or even 3. Yesterday we had 3 of them in the same box together, so that does help. Because I mean, I have 31 other hens that like to use those boxes too, so it causes kind of a traffic jam. But I haven't made up my mind yet, and I haven't talked to Dirk about it yet, but I think I might try and do that, just so that, I mean, if they can hatch out their own little chick, and that's not a banty, because my friend that I'd be getting them from, he doesn't have banties. So hatch us out a couple other good egg layers. I mean, it's worth a shot. At the worst case, they outgrow this season's broodiness before that happens, and we're not out anything. So stay tuned for that. I might do that here soon. All right, so I was able to get her A-frame kind of wiggled a little bit off the poop, get her some complete fresh grass. What Dirk will end up doing, how we used to move that, there was a chain hooked up to it that I could actually just pull myself, because that A-frame isn't that heavy at all. But at some point the chain went away, so I'm sure we used it to, it's probably on the meat bird tractor, honestly. But ladies, but he'll get something else like that hooked up to, or set up to that, so that I can move her when I need to. Obviously, just being one chicken, she doesn't poop all that much, so. But I'm here with the rest of the big girls. They're waiting on their breakfast, even though they're not out.
You're not out. What happened to your beak?
What are you doing, Cinnamon? Big Bernice. Wanda. Red. What are y'all doing? Huh? What? You know, this is our first actual walk-in coop. The little coop that we had before we had this one, our starter coop. I mean, it was just enough. I mean, it fit 6 birds in there, you know. But this one obviously fits a lot more. But going back on looking at the design, it's really hard to clean. I mean, it's pretty tight in there between the boxes and the wall. And the reason behind that is our brooder box used to be in here. And this was completely closed off. We would always have this door shut. That's why you see all the protective wire and everything there. So the big girls didn't used to have access to what I call the extension coop. And after we had the destruction of the raccoon breaking in and, you know, killing 75 of our meat chicks, we decided that we needed a lot more security over here, and we moved the brooder box up to the carport so we could have easier access to check on them and everything. So that's kind of why the coop is like it is, but it's really hard to clean. And you know, with my one chicken having gotten the mites that one time, you know, I had isolated her from the get-go, but it just stresses me out. I do a lot of dusting with the diatomaceous earth. I spray neem oil in here all the time, on the walls, in the boxes. And then I got another spray from Rural King that works really well with mites that I've been spraying in here and then directly to the girls. And of course, with the diatomaceous earth, that works great because as a powder or a dust, I just toss it down, and when they go to have their own dust baths, they just naturally, you know, kick it up onto themselves. I need to get a better light in here so y'all can better see. Hi, sweetheart. Look at that. Look at that. 2 broody hens. And then there's the other culprit. Oats. So it's a little darker, and I was gonna show you my process again of kind of kicking them out. What I've been doing with the broody hens is, I mean, I don't want them to get dehydrated, and I know that a chicken's gonna do what it needs to do to survive. However, since they're not actually hatching these eggs out, I don't want their bodies to suffer for it. So what I'll do is I'll just pick each one up, and I had been putting them right out of the coop, but their natural instinct is to squat right back down in the brooder position, I guess, of covering the eggs, and the other chickens will pick on them if they're right there with them. So I've been taking them out and just setting them right on their roost pole, petting them a little bit, and 9 times out of 10, instead of hopping right back in the box, they'll actually hop down and run out of the coop, get some water, stretch their legs. It's been working pretty nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and collect the eggs. I forgot my egg apron, so I'm gonna need both hands for that today. So I'm gonna take care of this, and I'll meet y'all up at the rabbits. All right, so we're back up here at the grow out pen. I'll end up doing the bunny barn last, since I never really am able to take y'all in there with me. One new improvement that also, just kind of like with the pig water, I'm able to hook up my hose over here to the house again, which makes it so great for that bunny barn. I've probably talked till I'm blue in the face about how much I dislike those cages, just because there's that one strip of solid material on them, and it never fails. That's where those bunnies want to make their bathroom, is right on that solid material, and it gets stained and everything. And of course, during the winter, it's really hard to keep completely scrubbed and clean because I can't have the hose over there. So it's a lot of hand work, hand scraping, hand scrubbing during the winter. But now that I can hook up the hose, I can rinse them down every day. And, you know, I have the settings on the hose, so it's not kicking back a bunch of spray. It's not getting the rabbits wet, anything like that. So I'll take care of that here in a few minutes. But until then, let's check out the bunnies and the babies. Good morning. Good morning, sweethearts. Get that water tossed out. Get you some fresh water. Y'all are starting to shed a little bit. What do you know? That's the one benefit during the summer that the drip water feeders would provide, if I could find enough that would actually work and not leak, is that I wouldn't have to be over here quite as frequently checking on their water during the summer, because the drip feeders tend to be able to hold more. However, unless we're just away from the property during the day, it's not a bad thing to be getting over here and checking in on everybody, especially during the summer, during the hot months. Bunnies can be very temperamental during the hot months, and you know, it's good to be able to check up on them and make sure everybody's doing all right. I'm gonna run and get some hay. Y'all don't knock over the camera. Thank you for not knocking it over. There you go. And they don't get a lot of hay during the day. Just in general, when the weather warms up, I've noticed that the rabbits really don't eat as much when it comes to hay or pellets. So now y'all are just messy. Y'all are messy. Why do you... They want to choose to lay where I normally would keep their water dishes, so I've had to improvise, and they don't always like to cooperate. Messy bunnies. Y'all are cute though. Give you that. right. Now I'm just gonna fill up the water and we'll get over and see some babies. Well, good morning, Butters. Hi, sweetheart. Can I see your babies? Can we show everybody your babies? Y'all, these babies are so cute. Look at them. The broken patterns. I think we have 2 light brown ones in there and then 2 black ones with the broken pattern. And there are 9 babies total. So, oh, hair. So I had mentioned before in one of the previous videos that we did lose 2 of her babies, that they had been attached to her at some point and ended up being drug out before they were old enough, and they didn't make it. So she actually had 11 babies for us total, and she's got 9 in there now that are doing fantastic. So she's a great mama. Aren't you, darling? Aren't you? I've got y'all angled at the babies. Sometimes it's hard to see through this GoPro screen how well y'all can see them. So hopefully y'all can see them pretty well. They're adorable. And it looks like not quite ready to open their eyes yet. Here you go, Mama. All right, Butters, you're all set. I know that the last rabbits video that I did when I talked about Teddy, I completely forgot to mention that Dirk, he's finished it now, but he did make Teddy a little casket, and we're gonna find a nice sunny spot in the yard to be able to bury him, and Dirk's gonna make him a little headstone and everything. So that'll be nice. I still don't know where I want him buried. I'm thinking maybe the bee garden, but if we do that, I mean, I typically let that bee garden get overrun with flowers and grass and everything. So if we do that, I'm gonna definitely need to make a little area. Well, there's a Papa Bear creeping up on me.
What's up, YouTubers?
I'm just telling
YouTube
about
land?
Teddy's casket that you got built.
Yeah, finally got that knocked out.
So we're still figuring out where we want him, but we'll get there.
Yeah. New project. Gotta go.
What are you working on?
Gotta get that A-frame Blues Hospital pin where we can move it by hand.
All right, I'm loving the sound of that.
Put in it.
Yeah.
I had some just little chintzy screw-in hooks, and I tied the lawnmower to it and a chain, and we pulled them right out. So now we're gonna have to go to the real deal and put the big long eye bolt.
Right on.
So I can't pull it out of the wood, but yeah, this won't take very long.
All right.
All right.
Good deal.
You guys have a great day, and I gotta get back to it. The mommy bears. Yeah, it's rough being a Bobby Bear.
Well, hello, Butters. You're not Butters, you're Tanner. Mama Bear needs to get her head checked sometimes, don't she? Don't she? You're clearly Tanner, because we were just with Butters. You can see she's still got her nest made up. She has started to pull a little bit of fur, so she is due tomorrow. So hopefully we'll see some more babies, and I'll have you another little bunny update here soon. So it's exciting. I can really tell, I don't know if you can really tell from how she's standing here, but you can really kind of see on her sides her babies, or at least that she's pregnant, you know. And I'm not giving her any more hay just because she does have that nest good and full, and she's still going to need to add more of her own fur when she gets closer to it. So I don't want it to be completely overcrowded in there. So as soon as she gives birth, that's when I'll start getting more hay in there for her. So, and then little crazy Linda, what are you doing back there, sweetie? As you know from the last breeding video, she was just bred, so she is nowhere near needing a nesting box in here. However, the day after I bred her, I did see her gathering her hay like she wanted to nest. And she's a first-time mom, and we had this extra nesting box. I am going to have Dirk redo it before it's actually time for her to give birth. I like to have the wire just so that the urine and the poop can go through, especially during the summer. That's huge. You don't want bugs and nastiness to be able to get built up in there where the babies are sleeping. That's not good at all. But for now, I went ahead and put it in there, and she has added hay to it, and I'm very happy she's not used the bathroom in there at all. That's what I was kind of worried about. But if she starts to do that before she's due, I'll go ahead and pull it out. But what do you know, darling? Yes, you're beautiful. All right, let's get you some water and food. And I did just empty her water dish. She hasn't been sitting here without any. Are you gonna hide? You don't wanna come be present for the camera, darling? I get it. I get it. See, I didn't sign up to be a YouTube star. There you go, darling. And I have to say, I should have prefaced this at the beginning of the video. If it sounds like I'm still sniffly and congested, it's because I am. This weather is quite literally, I think, trying to just off me. I feel better overall, and my energy's pretty much back. But every time I think that the runny nose is gone, or the congestedness, you know, everything kind of sounding like it's 10 miles away, it comes back and hits me again. So we're just going with it. But here we are at Little Bits, and when I was doing my initial check this morning, 2 of her little babies were out. Now, luckily it's warm enough and they're old enough, I was able to put them back in without problem. Now, Little Bit, I have not shown them your babies since they were born, okay? They want to see them. So I'm going to try and show y'all. If she gets too stressed out, I'll pull away. But this is actually my first time peeking in at them as well since they've been born. I like to give her a lot of space because she's protective and she gets stressed. There we go. Oh my goodness. Little Bit. Looks like, I think I bred her with Mouse this last time around, and it's definitely apparent because they're all gray and black. It looks like maybe there's a little one in there that's gonna be brown. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe? I would have thought that there were more in there than that. She usually gives us more, but they're pretty much all on top of each other, so I don't want to stress her out too much. I know, darling. Giving you fresh water. Look, your babies are wiggling. You gotta make sure they stay in there. Don't bite me. Good girl. Good girl. You know, Little Bit and I, we've had some history, but I think we've both come to an understanding that I don't want to hurt her. And as long as I come in here and make slow, not any crazy movements. Hey, good girl. See, she kind of wanted to go after me there if that was on camera. Kind of wanted to go after my hand, but pulled back. So I'm going to give her just a little bit more hay. She's not really been eating it. She's been using it more as a bathroom spot, which is fine. So I'll give her just a little bit more. Here you go, darling. Yeah, here you go. Oh, got your face all. Little Bit, what are you doing? You're a good mama. Great. Well, good morning, buddy. Good morning. You did a fantastic job cleaning up your hay. I've started giving the boys just a little bit of kibble in the mornings again. Mainly just as a treat. Hey, quit nibbling me. but just in the morning. And then I've still been giving them hay, and I've noticed that if I put too much hay and kibble in there, they just completely ignore the hay. So I've been doing a little bit of both, and then at night they don't get any kibble. So at night they can clean up the hay and finish eating on that, so there's not as much waste. There you go, big guy. There you go. All right, Mouse, I think everyone in the county can hear you making noise over here. Hop down. Hop down, buddy. Look at this. You did not do a good job cleaning up your hay. My goodness. There you go. You don't need any more hay this morning. And none of it's wet, and there wasn't really any poop in it or on it. So Mouse doesn't tend to use the hay as a bathroom, so I feel comfortable leaving that hay in there for him to finish today. If it's evident that they've used it as a bathroom in any way, it's automatically taken out and they're given fresh hay. So I am once again got to fill up the water. We do have one other hydrant that's over by the junk tree that's closer to the hutches, and I probably will end up getting that hose hooked up so that I can water the rabbits. And the good thing about these cages with the hutches is that there's not really much maintenance when it comes to cleaning. Every now and then, if they use one corner as their bathroom spot, I'll want to take the hose and kind of just jet stream it to get anything through the wire that hasn't fallen through, or you know, any residue. But these hutches, they're easy to keep clean. So I will end up getting that hose stretched over here soon, but for the next few days I'll probably just stick with my water jug to water the hutch rabbits. So I'm gonna go fill that back up, and then we've got Sassy Boy, Thumper, and Pepperoni to take care of, and then I'll hop over to the bunny barn.
Good morning, Sassy.
And see, he didn't eat hardly any of his hay, so I'll just leave that there for him. He'll get some, just a little bit more in kibble pellets. I'm so used to talking about dog food. I work, for those of you that don't know, which I imagine that's the majority of you, I worked at PetSmart for 10 and a half, 11 years. So when referring to any kind of pellet food, I always want to refer to it as kibbles. Kibbles, kibs. I make up pretty much my own language around here. You'll probably pick up on some of that through the videos. Now, Thumper.
Excuse you. What is this?
Are you starting to eat more? Huh, Mama? And see, if you can kind of see, I don't know how well you can tell, she's got a bathroom corner over there that really could use that hose spray on there. What I usually do when I take care of her, I just load it up with hay in that corner. I have hay over there so she can use the bathroom, and it's easy for me to grab the hay along with all the poop and urine that's, you know, accumulated, and get it out really quickly, really easily. And then she'll have hay in another spot where she can munch on it. So that's kind of my process with her and with these cages. But again, that corner back there that she likes to go on, it's that one corner that's got a piece of wood, a board underneath it, so it doesn't like to fall straight through. It never fails. But there you go, sweetheart. All right, you want to keep them company while I get you some more hay? What do you know, Mama? What do you think? Where do you want your eating hay? You want that right here? Watch out. Good girl. I don't think, oh, we do have a dandelion.
And the dandelions? Oh.
She's a great rabbit. Great rabbit. And like I mentioned before in the last breeding video, how she was kind of faking being sick to not have to breed, as she's fine. I have monitored her every single day since the first day that she's started showing any respiratory issue, you know. And the only time that it's happened were those 2 times I tried to breed her when she did not want to. I can pick her up, I can pet her in here, feed her. She doesn't so much as cough. So, all right. Last but definitely not least, Miss Pepperoni. Give you some fresh water. And a lot of times during the winter time, I can, I don't have to replace their water every single time I check on them. A lot of times, especially with the freezing water and the ice and everything. But during the summer, as soon as the temperature starts to get warmer, every time I come over here and take care of them, they'll get 100% fresh water, fresh, cool water. Get any bugs, any hay, anything else that's in there out. It's just easier during the winter to maintain clean water without having to give them fresh, like, or a full bowl of water, if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm rambling, but my brain kind of glitched out there, and I'm not even gonna edit it out because that's me, that's Mama Bear, that's how I am. So thanks for tagging along on this morning's chores video and checking up on the animals with me. I think that here in a couple of days you'll be getting another rabbit video with Tanner's babies, so that'll be exciting. And look who I found again.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's getting almost farming season. It's time to get Marty Boy ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna have a crash. I know it drives Natalie crazy, and I sometimes don't do this on purpose, but I do my best working under pressure, I think. So I have to procrastinate until it's go time, and then it's balls to the walls, get it done so we can get it going. And I'm trying not to do that with Marty, but it's looking more and more like that. It's gonna happen. But yeah, I got one side of the brakes did. Hydraulic line's done. I still have to change the oil filter base gasket because it's leaking. I got to finish this side of the brakes up. Hope to get that done today, and we'll be in a pretty decent spot with it. And then it's time to get some plows worked on and we got the bean planter ready to go. We got the subsoiler ready to go. Not checked the grain drill out yet. I know it's got a flat tire, but that's beside the point. But yeah, we're getting close to being able to farm for 2023.
So that was the chores video and a quick rundown on Marty with Papa Bear. Sorry, bugs. It's gonna be a bad bug year. Like we like to say here on Mama Bear's Homestead and More, keep on keeping on, my friends.